Asia, what was all of that you had to say about the white players, huh? Asia, how you like those apples? You had a lot to say about, you go harder at the white players. That's just the unspoken rule. You gotta go at the white players.
Cam walked into Las Vegas on a Friday, became a UFC ring girl on a Saturday, and then on Sunday night, she torched the Las Vegas Aces for 20 points off the bench in their own building. And not just 20 points, she shot 7 of 9 from the field, including 6 of 7 from 3.
9-75, Sophie Cunningham, 23 minutes, 20 points, 7 of 9 from the field, 6 of 7 from three-point range. She shot.
Is not a good shooting night. That is something different. That is one of those nights where the ball feels like it belongs in the net every time she touches it. While Las Vegas was supposed to be A'ja Wilson's city, Sophie Cunningham spent the weekend making it her own. And today we are breaking down exactly what happened. The Adidas shoe, the UFC detour, the 34-point blowout, and why this was the most Sophie Cunningham week that has ever existed.
Absolutely lit it up from 3. Sophie Cunningham. If there's anybody that knows how to win in Vegas, it's Sophie Cunningham, bro. So most people are defeated by Las Vegas festivities. Sophie Cunningham was out partying at Dre's Beach Club. They had free bottle service. They had bottle service. Sophie Cunningham went to the UFC fight, became a ring card girl. Then she showed up to the game and proceeded to hit 7 of 9 from the floor and 6 out of 7 threes for 20 points off the bench. I mean, damn, Sophie. Damn, Sophie. How did you do it like that? Sophie Cunningham absolutely took over Las Vegas.
Before Sophie Cunningham did anything on a basketball court, she was already all over the internet. On July 9th and 10th, Adidas officially announced the Crazy Energy Sophie Cunningham PE, her first ever signature shoe, set to drop July 24th for $120. Her own shoe, off the bench, 6 seasons into a WNBA career. This is the same player who reportedly started her career wearing $45 Adidas sneakers she bought herself because she had not landed a major deal yet. And now Adidas is putting her name on a performance basketball shoe and selling it to the public.
Cunningham, the blonde bomber, is coming out with shoes. These are so dope. These are her PE colorways coming out with Adidas. Oh my God, Sophie Cunningham, man, just keeps getting better and better by the day, man. I hope these are for men as well, man, because I would like to cop these, man. These are hella.
Action online was immediate. Some fans celebrated it as overdue recognition for one of the most entertaining players in the league. Others, specifically on the side of the internet that lives for A'ja Wilson, had a harder time accepting it. Because A'ja Wilson has a Nike signature shoe, the A1, a 6-year Nike extension that ESPN reported is one of the richest shoe deals for a women's basketball player ever. Wilson has 3 WNBA MVPs. She is the measuring stick for this league. And now Sophie Cunningham, the bench player with the pointing celebration and the chaotic energy and the 7 million Twitter impressions per week, has her own shoe too. You could feel people on both sides of the internet doing the math on that.
Sophie Cunningham is a ring card girl.
Why did I do it?
When did you hire her?
About 8 minutes before she did it. I love Sophie Cunningham. We've created a relationship, and she was here tonight. And when she walked in, she goes, "Oh, I want to walk around that." I said, "Then you're going to walk around it."
Came Saturday night, UFC 329, Las Vegas. And Sophie Cunningham somehow ended up in the octagon carrying a round card as a ring girl. Not planned, not rehearsed. Dana White told reporters afterward that he decided to have her do it about 8 minutes before she did it. 8 minutes. 1 minute she was somewhere backstage. The next she was out there in front of a sold-out UFC crowd, barefoot. She kicked her shoes off at ringside, walking the octagon like she had been doing it her whole life. The crowd loved it. The internet went sideways. Social media was flooded with clips before the round was even over. Thing about that appearance that made it so funny. The fight she was ringing for lasted less than a minute. St. Denis was choked unconscious almost immediately. So Sophie Cunningham walked out, made one lap, and the fight was done. She was a ring girl for approximately the shortest possible window of time, and it still became one of the most talked about sports moments of the weekend. That is the Sophie Cunningham effect. She does not need a lot of time to take up a lot of space.
About last night's opportunity to do what you did?
Literally like 5 minutes before. So me and Dana have kind of become friends, and he's an amazing dude, and UFC is awesome. And so went to my first live fight last night, which was so cool. The main fight was a little, but the whole experience overall was wonderful. And Dana came over to say what's up, and I was like, hey, if you need a ring girl, let me know. And he's like, all right, like, first round for the Patty fight, like, that's you. I was like, yeah. He's like, no, seriously. And I was like, oh, God. It was so much fun, though. Like, it was just
Cunningham talked about it after the game on Sunday, and she was completely unbothered. She said she asked Dana White if she could do it. She went up to him. She asked. And Dana White, being Dana White, said yes with 8 minutes to spare. She did not overthink it. She did not worry about what it would look like the night before a WNBA game. She just did it. That comfort with chaos, the willingness to just lean into whatever the moment is exactly why people find her so easy to root for. She is not performing as a brand. She is just herself, loudly, at all times. Meanwhile, let's be clear about what the Aces thought they had heading into Sunday. They had home court. They had A'ja Wilson, their 3-time MVP, on her home floor, in her city. And they were playing against a Fever team coming off a road trip, with their bench player spending the previous night at the UFC. From Vegas's perspective, this was a winnable game. The optics alone seemed to favor the Aces. Turns out the optics lied.
Fuck off. 7 for 9 from the field, 6 for 7 from the three-point line, a plus 30. The Indiana Fever bench absolutely tormented the Las Vegas Aces bench. Ty Harris, Michaela Timpson put in work as well. Take a look at some of these highlights. You got Caitlin Clark. Boom. Utilizing the step back. Give me that. Put up brakes on. Step back. Splash. Right on.
Came out and put up 31 points in the first quarter alone. They were aggressive. They were sharp. And Sophie Cunningham off the bench did exactly what she has been doing all season. She came in and she shot the ball. She finished 7 of 9 from the field and 6 of 7 from 3. 6 made threes out of 7 attempts. On a night when she had been at a UFC event, less than 24 hours before tip-off Aaliyah Boston posted 19 points and 11 rebounds. The whole lineup performed. But Sophie Cunningham's line, 20 points, 7 of 9 shooting, 6 of 7 from 3, in 23 minutes off the bench, was the one that people kept talking about after the final buzzer. Partly because of the context, partly because of the shooting percentages, and partly because she had just been a UFC ring girl 24 hours earlier, and apparently that did not affect her shot at all.
On A'ja Wilson, yeah, A'ja had 20 and 12. She shot 9 of 23. The girl shot 23% from the floor. And you know why A'ja Wilson didn't play so good? She only shot 2 free throws. I told y'all, when A'ja Wilson is used to shooting 13 free throws a game, when you don't give her a bunch of free throws, it don't look that great. It don't look that great. She used to shooting all these damn free throws. She shot 2 free throws today. That's why she looked like that. Anytime the refs don't bail her out and give her a million free throws, she looks like we are ordinary people. She looked like ordinary.
Finished with 20 points and 12 rebounds. On paper, that looks like a solid game. But dig into the box score and it tells a different story. Wilson shot 9 of 23 from the field. That is 39%. For context, Wilson's season shooting percentage is significantly higher than that. She also only got to the free throw line twice. The Aces supporting cast did not do enough to compensate. Chelsea Gray added 15 points, but that was not going to close a 34-point gap. So you had Wilson putting up what looks like a decent stat line, but shooting under 40%, barely touching the free throw line, and ending the night 34 points short of her team's total. And across the court, the player who spent Saturday night walking around a UFC octagon barefoot shot 6 of 7 from 3. That contrast did not go
She is on a heater. The most efficient, consistent three-point shooter in the game right now. I know she's not leading the league in three-point percentage or anything like that, but coming off the bench, Sophie Cunningham has to be the best three-point shooter in the league when it comes to coming off the bench. And over the last month, she has been incredibly consistent. You know what I mean? Sophie Cunningham has been incredibly consistent for the Indiana Fever. Boom to Ty Harris. Ty Harris looking around, surveying. Gives it to AB. Look at that. AB realizes Sophie Cunningham, A'ja Wilson sags off on her. Bree Turner sags off on her. Easy money for Sophie Cunningham.
As when the story writes itself, people started posting that Sophie Cunningham had the week that A'ja Wilson's entire 2026 has been trying to build. She dropped a shoe. She became a UFC ring girl. She torched Vegas, all in 4 days. One of the most shared posts came from a sports account on X that said Cunningham has the aura that A'ja Wilson lacks. That post spread fast. Wilson fans pushed back. Cunningham fans agreed loudly. The debate ran all day Monday. But aura is a different conversation. It is about attention, presence, who people are talking about when they are not actively watching a game. And right now, in the summer of 2026, the answer to that question keeps coming back to Sophie Cunningham.
When did you feel like you had to go in and sustaining the whole game can be hard?
No, I think that's what it is to be a pro, is just to stay ready. When you have megastars on your team, you know they're going to get the majority of the shots, as they should. And so as others, we just got to be prepared to knock it down.
In the way she talks about everything, directly, without trying to make it sound bigger than it was. She was not on the podium trying to send a message to anyone. She was just explaining what happened. She said the shots fell. She said the team played well. She gave credit to her teammates. That understated reaction actually made the night land harder with people watching, because the performance itself was already the statement. She is probably not second either, but she might be the player who most affects how the rest of the league feels about playing Indiana. When she is on the floor, the energy changes. When she is off the bench making 6 threes after being a UFC ring girl the night before, it is hard to make the Fever seem beatable. She does not just contribute to games. She makes them feel different. Next home game to support her. The UFC president, one of the most recognizable figures in American sports, came out to watch Indiana Fever basketball because Sophie Cunningham had done her one-lap ring girl cameo at his event. That happened. White sitting courtside at a WNBA game because a bench player charmed him at UFC 329 with 8 minutes of preparation. A'ja Wilson's Nike deal is worth more money. Her shoe launched months earlier and at a higher profile. But on the weekend of July 11th through 13th, 2026, the shoe people were talking about was the Adidas Crazy Energy PE dropping July 24th. Because the person attached to it had just spent a weekend being everywhere at once and then backing it up on the court where it counts.
If you're an old guard Indiana Fever fan, if you've been watching this league forever, you're probably ecstatic. But if you came into this league to watch Caitlin Clark and watch her run and gun, Golden State Warriors, LA Lakers style, Showtime, I don't think you're thrilled, Rhett.
Ham's week was. She announced a signature shoe. She walked a UFC octagon barefoot in front of thousands of people on 8 minutes' notice. She went out the next night and hit 6 of 7 threes off the bench in a 34-point road blowout of the league's most decorated franchise. Dana White came to watch her play. But the city she plays in, the building that is supposed to be her home court, watched her go 9 of 23 while the player who was doing octagon duties 24 hours earlier shot nearly 86% from 3. That is not a legacy point or a talking point about the future of the league. That is just what happened on July 12th, 2026. Sophie Cunningham came to Las Vegas, took everything that weekend had to offer, and then took the game too.